Corey, you guys have Washburn coming up on Saturday. Obviously, don't have to say much more than that, do you?
No, we're super pumped for it. Washburn's a great team. Like we said, week in and week out in this league, it's going to be tough. So we know they're a great team. We're looking forward to it, though.
How has it been tough putting last week's loss behind you guys?
No. I mean, it affected us, but after we watched that film Sunday night, our leaders stepped up, and we've had a good week of practice this far, and I think we're just ready to go again, ready to get the taste out of our mouth.
When you look at Washburn, what kind of stands out about their defense?
They play hard, physical, fast. They have a lot of guys who are, went there out of high school and have been developed there. So a lot like our program. So.
I guess for you, Corey, this week of practice, what kind of take anything away off film that you're able to work on in practice as you prepare for the game this weekend?
Their corners, they shuffle their feet well. We're just going to make sure we run routes hard. We know that they're going to be physical, and we're just looking to match that as well.
For you personally, you're from Topeka. Is there anything extra to this game for you, or just take it as another game?
I've been in Emporia 6 years now, so it's like a third of my life basically here. So this Emporia is home to me. It's just another game. I'm looking forward to Turnpike tussle with my brothers here at Emporia.
Lane?
Hey Corey, how's it going?
Good. How are you? Our identity's playing fast, so we're just working on our tempo. It's our offense just pitch and catch, so throwing and catching the ball is the same things week in and week out.
And you kind of touched on this, but what have you noticed about Washburn through film that you're really going to be looking for on Saturday?
They play really hard. I feel like watching on film, you can tell that their guys care about the program. Like I said, guys went there out of high school. They bleed their colors just like we do here, and it's going to be a physical game. We both care about our respective programs, and, physical.
And it was a close game last year between you two. Are you expecting the same thing this year?
I'm sure it will be. It'll be a dogfight, like we say. We're going to go out and worry about executing on our end, and I'm sure they'll do the same.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, Corey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? It feels good. I don't really think about me too much. I've got, one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the nation. Our O-line's, blocking great. It makes it easy when the ball's right in your hands and you have room to work.
Yeah, and how's the receiver group as a whole feeling with this matchup?
We love each other. We try to go out to eat once a week. We stay around each other. Real tight-knit group. A lot of us have been here for, like we said, 4 and 5 years. So we love being around each other. We love playing together.
Yeah, and do you think there's any different feeling in the week going into an in-state rivalry game like this, like around the team, any different vibes, excitement?
Excitement for sure, but like we said, from the coaching staff on down, every game's exciting for us because we just love football. But it being the Turnpike tussle, there is you always want to go out and play well and make the fans proud and make people who've the alumni of Emporia proud in this game. So that's what we're excited about.
Cool. That's all I got. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Corey. Good
Yep.
luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Brayden, another opportunity for you guys. What's the mentality you feel like you guys need to take into this game?
Just be us. Don't try to change anything. Don't try to make anything bigger than it is. Just go out there on offense and execute. Just play the game.
What do you feel like the offense learned from last week's game?
You're just going to face a lot of adversity through these games. There's some tight games, and not everything's going to go your way. You just got to be able to, at any given time, just be able to respond and, try to make something out of, some when you get the ball. So.
When you're playing a team like Washburn, right now they lead the conference scoring total offense. So does that put any extra on you to try to keep up with them, or you just kind of play a game offensively and just let them play out?
We just got to do us, play our game. We got to put points on the board, obviously, week in, week out. You got to. But, just stick to what we do and, just play our game.
I guess what have you kind of been working on practice this week, because you kind of put last week behind you?
you know, just really still taking each day, each practice, you know, just really like be intentional what we do and just really trying to get better and just continue to grow.
And is there anything extra for this game for you guys? You know, Turnpike Tussle being a state game, you know, obviously very familiar. Or is it just a game for you guys?
You know, you got to treat it like every other game. You know, every game in this league is a big game, so you just always got to, you know, treat them all the same and just be ready to play.
Hey, Brayden, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, does practice this week change at all with the offensive performance last week, or is it just the same as it's always been?
You know, it's basically the same, but, you know, we still are just out there really trying to, you know, get better and get work done. You know, we still got to improve and we got to be able to put points on the board. So, you know, we just kind of take it upon ourselves to really just lock in and, you know, focus on just executing our offense. So.
And what about Washburn's defense are you looking out for on Saturday?
You know, they're fast, they play really hard, they're physical, you know, they're going to give us a dogfight. So just got to be ready for that and, you know, be ready to throw some punches back at them for whatever they bring.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
Katie?
Hey, Brayden, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So everyone at Washburn is they're talking about, you know, they're aware you're the first lefty they've faced all season. Is that like an advantage that you guys think about a lot when it comes to the way you play on offense?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't look at it as one. I mean, there's really not a lot of left-handed quarterbacks in general, so I don't know if that maybe makes it an advantage, but I really don't think it is. It's just, you know, still the same thing, playing the quarterback.
Yeah, and last year this game was at Welch. You guys got a win. How is everyone feeling about going there for an in-state rivalry game this time?
You know, I think we're just excited for the challenge, excited for the opportunity to play again, you know, just ready to go for a big game.
All I got.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brayden. Dawson, Washburn. You've watched him on film. You looked at him on film. What kind of stands out about this offense?
They got explosive players. You know, they're always pretty athletic around the board. Good O-line and nothing we haven't seen, but, you know, we've been preparing well for them all week and nothing we think we can't handle. So,
What do you see as the big key defensively for you guys?
just playing our type of ball. I think we've been playing well the past couple of weeks, and we come out and play the right way. There's no one we can't beat.
Dawson, they have teams like the lead the conference and all-purpose heroes right now. Do you prepare game plan for that kind of player specifically? You just kind of go about?
We just kind of go about things, but we definitely got to keep our eye on him. You know, it's nothing special, but he's a good player, can make things happen. But like I said, if we come out and do our thing, I don't think there's anyone that can just beat us personally. So just one guy can't do it all. It's got to be a team effort for them. It's got to be a team effort for us. So it'll be fun.
And defensively, you know, last week, you know, you guys kind of played well, 14 points against one of the top offenses. Do you kind of pull from that, just kind of continue doing what you're doing defensively?
Yeah, we like to stack those good days we have and can always find ways to get better. So, yeah, like I said, I thought we played pretty well, but we got to find ways to finish those close games, whether it's, you know, making those extra plays, less penalties, like I said. But, yeah, I think if we keep on stacking those days, like I said, we'll have a good shot.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I assume it's my turn. I couldn't hear anyone talking. So, you know, defense had a really great performance last week, even though you say you didn't get the job done, but still held the number 14 team in the nation down, so that's pretty good. What do you see in Washburn that you guys are just really keying in on so you have another performance like that?
Like I said, nothing we haven't really seen yet. We've been preparing well. We have our kind of our game plan set. I don't want to give out too much, but like I said, nothing's really going to surprise us. Hopefully, we got everything we need from them and on film. Like I said, coach has been preparing us well, been practicing well. We've had a good week, so just got to go and execute at the end of the day, plain and simple.
And your team has a great quarterback. How does that help the defense prepare for games against other great quarterbacks like you'll see this weekend?
Well, Brayden's awesome. So him giving us a great look just, you know, kind of gets us ready, like you said, for every week in and week out, because he's gonna give it his all. He's gonna make plays, whether there's one there to be made or one not. He's gonna create something. So it kind of, you know, it's hard to match the game speed during practice, but he does as well as anybody when it comes to that. So he's awesome. He does great for us, and he makes us better every week. So.
And this was a close game last year, and the defense really stepped up to help, get a pick six and just make things happen so you guys could win. Are you expecting another close game again this year?
I'm not sure what to expect, honestly. I mean, I obviously hope the Hornets come out on top. It should be a good game. But we'd like it, with little insurance, having a few points to work with, as a defense. So, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a good game for sure.
Definitely. All right, thank you.
Katie?
Hey, Dawson, how are you?
Good.
So, when you guys are going into an in-state rivalry game like this, is there ever, like, an extra feeling of excitement in the air, any type of tension that you guys feel?
A little bit. You don't want to make the game bigger than what it is. So, yeah, it's a rivalry game. Yeah, they're two good teams coming in, playing each other. But, at the end of the day, it's just the game we grew up loving to play. So, you take that approach, I think, relax, do our thing. I think it's, just another game to prepare for.
Yeah, and last week, Washburn's offense, they were able to bounce back from kind of a rough week the week before. They really opened up both their passing and ground games. So how are you guys kind of preparing for all those different things they can do now?
Like I said, I don't think we've had an issue covering both. We've done well on the back end. D-line's been holding their own, and linebackers can kind of have a happy in-between when it comes to pass and runs. So we've been preparing the same, like I said, just another game for us. So if we come out and play well, like I know we're capable of, we'll have fun. It'll be a good game.
Yeah, and kind of looking back on last week for you guys, you were able to hold one of the top offenses in the country to only 14 points. Does that kind of instill more confidence in you guys? Obviously, the outcome wasn't what you wanted, but that doesn't matter.
A little bit. It's kind of our expectation. We set a standard for how our defense should be each and every week. So it's not really a surprise for us because I know what we can do. But I don't know. It's just like I said, it's a standard. So we like to hold ourselves to that, and each and every week we expect to do what we do. Like I said, we've been playing well. So as long as we keep on doing that, we'll be all right.
Cool. That's it for me.
So were you able to walk it all on Sunday?
Yeah, I was a little sore. Got your bumps and bruises, a few scrapes here or there, but no, I was feeling all right. It wasn't too bad.
That's all we need. Thanks, Dawson.
Awesome.
Good luck on
Thank you, guys.
Saturday.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, another week, Coach. You've had a chance to digest Washburn. You put together the game plan. What does it boil down to Saturday for your football?
Well, I mean, we're going to have to execute at a very high level, which is what you have to do in this league each and every Saturday. Washburn is a very good team, very good football team. They're very well coached. The things they do with their, schemes offensively and defensively are sound. They're not going to beat themselves. They had a big win last week on the road at Missouri Western because I think they're a very good football team. So it's going to be a big test for us. Biggest thing I think is that we got a rebound from last week. And last week definitely took a lot out of us as we felt like we had our opportunity to win that football game and we didn't get the job done. But again, that's kind of the MO really in the MIAA. That can happen, So, but you just spoke to Dawson, I know, and he's that type of player that leaves everything out on the field. He plays the game the right way. Unbelievable player, and there's a lot of guys last Saturday that left everything they had out there on that field, and I know they were down after that loss, which shows that they care. Got a lot of guys that have invested a lot in this program, and so that's, to me, is a big challenge for us. Is like, listen, we got to keep going. We can't worry about what happened. We're going to have to pick ourselves back up. It's just kind of the process of competition. And but we've had a really good week of preparation, and but we got to go. We have to execute, and we have to eliminate some of the mistakes that we had last week that kind of cost us.
Talk about the week of practice scores. I guess how quickly we kind of put forward.
Well, I thought Tuesday Monday's our off day, so Tuesday we went out, and I felt like that we had and I say this all the time about this group, is they know how to practice, and I did not see a drop-off in practice. I thought we had a really good practice. Tuesday's kind of that day of, you have your game plan stuff. You kind of get your stuff, what you're going to run, both offensively and defensively. You see a different structure on defense, different structure on offense. So you can have some mistakes on a Tuesday, and I thought we had limited mistakes on Tuesday, so I was really proud. And I think I was proud of how they responded, but I also think that our veterans, we got good leadership on this football team too, and I think that showed to start the week.
You're going up against Washburn. They have James Lecter, who leads the conference all-purpose yards right now. Do you kind of game plan specifically for a play like that, or do you just kind of go about your game and just?
Well, you can't go about your game. I know that much because he can change the out. I mean, he's electric, and he's fun to watch. Very good football player. I think, you definitely got to know where he's at. They do a good job of moving him around. You can't do everything just to stop him, okay? Because they got other players on the team that can hurt you. So, but we definitely will know where he's at because, like I said, he is a difference maker in this league.
And Turnpike Tussle, 118th meeting between the two teams. Do you take anything into that, or is it just kind of every game's another game?
Yeah, I don't really. I think rivalries are good. I think they're awesome, really. I think, in high school, college football, you have those. I think, you grow up with them. Everybody knows. And I wish they had a different name for it besides the tussle. All right, that's the one thing that I say. When you just said that, it caught my tussle, But it is, very. I think it's cool, and I think both programs have a lot of respect for one another. I know we do, and I'm sure Coach Sherg would say the same thing. I mean, I see a lot of things that are the same. Within our football programs, the type of players that we recruit, the type of players that we have in our program, with local players being guys that are really a vocal point of the program, so guys that have been in the program 4, 5, even 6 years, and you want to cultivate them, develop them. I see that similarity. So, but a rivalry game is fun. We know how important this game is, and it's like I say every week, it's cliché, but this game is the most important game because it's the next game, So and it's this conference, So I know our guys will be ready to play. It's going to be a short trip. Usually the last 10 years they've been really competitive, very physical football games, and I wouldn't expect it to be any different. I know. I just, I know it's.
Like a cool name, but
I know it. This is what it is. You can't change tradition, I guess.
So Brayden is the top quarterback in the MIAA in passing yards, and Washburn's quarterback is second in that category. So how do you use Brayden in practice to help the defense really get used to a quarterback like that?
Well, I think some of that has to do with how when you go into camp against one another so much that, I think Brayden gives those guys a really good look, full speed look. As Dawson said earlier, sometimes with scout teams it's kind of hard to emulate everything perfectly, but we do some things during the course of the week where we just championship drive is what we call it, where our one offense is going against our one defense, not worried about what either side calls, and we get after it for 7 to 9 plays, like you simulate a drive down the field. So I think that works both for both sides of the ball because, again, you don't want to lose the game speed that you need during the course of the week to prepare because sometimes your scout teams, and they do a good job, don't get me wrong, but it's still different than what you're really going to see on Saturday.
Yeah, and your spread offense can kind of trip defenses up. Do you think that's a big advantage, having the offense set up like that?
Well, I don't. I think that's just part of our identity. Like that's part of what we want to do. We want to play with tempo. We want to move guys around. We want to change. I think last week we hit a touchdown on Pitt State. To tie them up is they just didn't get lined up on fast enough. And we hit a guy down the seam. So. It's difficult to as an offense because you have to process really quickly. So, when you're coaching an offense like this, you got to simplify things for your guys as far as what they're looking for. You can't set back and totally read a coverage and all that. Sometimes you can if we slow down, which sometimes we will slow down. But that's just, like I said, that's just our identity. That's part of kind of who we are. Our players understand why we do it. So sometimes it's beneficial when it's not. If you're not moving the ball, that's when you can, makes it hard on your defense. But I think our defense has done a great job all year.
And this game being on the road, does that change anything at all when you guys are only an hour away?
Well, the only thing it changes is you go the day of. A lot of times, unless you're playing at night, a lot of times you're going to go Friday and spend the night before. Well, we're not going to go 50 miles up the road and spend the night. I didn't have that type of money in my budget, all right? So the only different thing is that just the time of the game, So, like, we're used to going to Topeka and playing Washburn on the road games and kind of how we've done it every year. This is just going to be a little bit different because it's a later afternoon game. So, we definitely talked to our guys about the preparation of being different and just making sure that, just because the schedule changes, everything else is the same. You got to go compete and you got to prepare yourself like you have every Saturday.
All right, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, you bet.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. So yesterday, Coach Sherrick, he said that you guys have a really unique team all across the board, offense, defense, special teams, like everything you guys can do. Is there anything that you've noticed about the VODs that you're really trying to prepare your team for like that?
Well, like I said, and I said this early and I mean it, is that they are very well coached. And the structure, the way, offensively and defensively, they've not changed much, okay? Like, yeah, a few little things here and there, both on offense and defense. But for the most part, they are who they are, and they do it well. And I think they would say the same thing about us. They know what they're going to get when they play us, offensively and defensively. So, like I said, I know it's a rivalry game. I'm not going to give any bulletin board material or anything like that. But, I respect the job that they do there. I think they're coached very well on both sides of the football. And we're going to have to play, like I said, at a high level. And there's a lot of similarities between both programs from this. If you just look at, all right, who are their playmakers and where are they from? All right, you got Dawson Hamas, right? You got their receiver, Lecter, where he's, from. They had Mitch Schurig last year. They got the Peters kid, tailback. We have Corey Thomas, Topeka kid. Dex Swinehart from over at Linton, small school. Played running back in high school, now plays receiver. Just a lot of similarities, tough, hard-nosed, physical football. We just go about it differently. We're going to spread you out, try to do the same thing. They may tighten you down, have a tight end and do it. So should be a great game.
Yeah, and obviously you guys bouncing back from a really close loss. What message do you send to your team the week of preparation into the next game when you have to bounce back and rebound like that?
Yeah, and if I had the secret to all that stuff, I would be playing golf today. But I just think we got to be on. I'm always a big believer in just being honest and upfront. And one of the things I worry about is, and that's a great question, is just the letdown that we had after that loss. So you got to start from the moment that game was over. I had to start from the moment that game was over and let them know, look, we're going to have to rebound from this. All right, I know it hurts right now, but we got another tough team we got to play, so we got to come in tomorrow, which is Sunday, and we got to put it past us, and we got to move on. This is the MIAA. You use examples of past, all this gray hair. I do have some experience and have been through some different games and lost games, and how do you come back from them? And I've told them that I've been on teams where they've rebounded and went on a run, and won a lot of games. I've been on teams where they didn't rebound and they went and played the next game and they got beat up. We got beat pretty bad, So all those things, just kind of use examples and and try to put it in their head, and the staff has to speak the same language. And I don't know. I don't know what we'll get. I'm in a profession that I'm dealing with 18 to 22, 23-year-old kids that in this day and age, they got a lot of stuff going on, right? So, like, I think they're listening the majority of times, but maybe they're not. I mean, so that's the only thing I can do. That's the only thing I know how to do. I just kind of rely on experience of being through this before.
Yeah, that's all I got. Thanks, Coach.
Yep, you bet.
One last thing. You've been a part of this rivalry for a long time as a player and a coach. Let's go back to your playing days. Does one game against Washburn stand out for you?
Well, there is one game. Now, here's the only thing you remember when I played. You don't probably remember, Greg, there was a time frame there where we actually didn't play. Washburn had moved on to the MIAA, so I think for 3 years of my time here, 3 out of 4 years that I was here, we didn't play Washburn. All right, but yeah, right. So, but I do remember a sideline brawl. All right, and I was a freshman. Okay, on our sidelines, we had an old lineman that was on crutches. They came off, and the crutches come out. There's a fight break out, and I'm a true freshman. I'm right in the middle of it. I'm not backing down. No, I'm actually watching, thinking this is crazy right now. So I saw firsthand the rivalry, and I felt it right then. I felt it, of course, during the week. I played for Coach Kramer. He was going to let you know who we were playing, and it was, you could tell it was a rivalry game. So that's my story, is the sideline, and that was a pretty good brawl. Like, it went after it. It went at it for. Both benches are clearing and all that stuff. And like I said, I was just a young freshman, and I'd like to say I wanted a part of it. I was back in the back, just trying to look up, see what's going on. But yeah, so that's kind of and there's another game that we played at their place. All right, this is my second year. Shootout, and look. One thing I do is I know, like, Troy Slusher was their receiver. We couldn't stop him, and it was one of those games where we lost. Whoever had the ball last was going to win. Washburn had the ball, beat us. I remember Coach Kramer come in the locker room, was mad, and kicked the water bucket over. All right, on the bench, and I think he actually broke his toe in that game. So I remember those are my two memories right there. All right.
Hey, thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Nailed it.
See you guys. Yeah, I do remember.